Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Look, I Made My Bed by Josh McClary. I decided to make this video today because I am just tired of thinking about us doing nothing about our reality. So I think I'm just going to tell you, oh, look, there's Roxy. I'm going to tell you guys what we need to do about our reality because I'm paying attention, okay? And sadly enough, it's not that hard to figure out, but it's going to seem hard to figure out. But I have been putting a lot of effort into it, I guess. But here goes. You're on a planet. I want you to never forget that. The game is being played on a planetary scale with geometry, okay, with science and with math. You've been taught to ignore all of that. That isn't real. You're inside your life, your locality. It doesn't look like a planet inside your mind. I don't think that your skin looks like a cell, and I don't think your body looks like organs either. But here they are working underneath it all. So I assure you that when you're not paying attention, your planet is working. And it works under certain fundamental principles that can be managed and can be manipulated and are being manipulated by time. And so, if we are ever going to become the time that survives this time, we're going to have to learn what is holding us to this time. And the good news is, everybody knows what it's called. It's called gravity. It's just that you've been trained not to understand how gravity works in time, but only in space, because your mind sees that. Your mind is trying to figure out time. It has quite an understanding of space because of the tidy little lock that the moon has with the earth, a tidal lock, okay, that it is achieved over deep time, okay, of giving and taking in tides. All right, keep that in mind, okay, giving and taking over time, and it created a tidal lock. And so now you've got an earth and a moon inside of a tidal lock, and they're orbiting the sun. Okay, now these are real things. This never stops being the case. Okay, and inside of that spatial equilibrium that's creating three dimensions of a spatial reality for you, you're sorting out time. Okay, you're looking through the tides of time for something, and that something is called evolution. The reason I know it is because we already know it. Here's the other part: all the amnesia that we experience from generation to generation, that's a real problem too, and that's also done to control you. So I want nothing more than for you, me, and all of us to exercise our human temporal free will. How do we do that? Well, we'll have to break free from all the gravity that is surrounding us. What has gravity? Everything that you give gravity has gravity too. So let's say, for instance, if there's a crazy, 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 very ill old man that has explained to you through all the powers of gravity, tech, money, and oil, okay, that he's your messiah, and then you believe him, then that will take on gravity. And that gravity will start to lead us through time in ways that we didn't want to. Temporal tides that suck, okay? Now, listen, let's do a quick example of gravity just to cut all the shit so you guys can see it. All right, now I'm going to use sort of an academic example. I'm used to these because this is what smart people do to organize time and space and then control the actual outcomes. So I'll give you an example. Imagine, all right, the world has ended. The money, the tech, the oil, the way, the society, it's all done. And you're inside the twilight zone, and now all of a sudden there's just 1,000 people left inside of the world, and you're all together inside of a town. There's no money, there's no tech, and there's no oil. So the tides of the time of the past are going to start to collapse immediately upon you. Okay? You're going to start narrating and making sense of it. Now imagine this day that occurred, okay? From one side of town, Donald Trump drives up, okay? Last of the gas, last of it, car dies on one side of town. Other side of town, guess who else rolls up? Barack Obama, okay? Now, I want you to believe something. You have just been dropped upon you by gravity. The worst thing that could happen, and then the best thing that could happen. But look, here's the thing. There's no money, there's no tech, there's no oil to make any fake gravity around you. So all there is real gravity. And you know what creates real gravity? Okay, in your mind, I promise you, it's air, okay? It's water and it's food. These are the boundary conditions for life inside of time. You're not paying attention to it, but you're following those boundaries through the tides of time. Okay, you have to, or you will be outside of your time. All right, you will find yourself inside of a time that is destroying everything around it, and you're going to narrate. That's what gravity will do. So we're back in this town. All right, there's 1,000 of us. There's no money, tech, oil to create false gravity around us. What's going to happen? You guys know what's going to happen. All right, Donald Trump is going to be Donald Trump. Okay, and Barack Obama is going to be Barack Obama. And I just want you to, in your mind, think about what's going to happen over time in this town. Donald Trump is going to keep being horrible. Okay, he's going to become something of a pariah. All right, he's going to be the old crazy person that we have to isolate to keep away from everyone else. He's probably going to be given a desk, some papers. Hopefully, they have a stamp that they can give him. Meanwhile, Barack Obama is, of course, going to think, what do we need to do to survive? What do we need to do to evolve? What do we need to do to eventually thrive in this situation? Okay? He's not going to demand anything. He's not going to want anything. Quite the contrary. There's going to be a lot of demanding of him. There's going to be a lot of talks on his porch at night. I promise you. I promise you that's what's going to happen because he has the human spirit inside of him. And that's the truth. And that's the only thing I've said here that isn't scientific. But I think it's actually quite scientific to believe. I can explain that later. But the bottom line is gravity is all around us. And fake gravity can hold you inside of a temporal sort of a time flux that isn't real. And what you need to do, all right, to get outside of it, here's the real juice of what I'm saying. Gravity is strong, okay, but gravity is also weak, okay? It's nowhere near as strong as electromagnetism. I'd have to look it up, but I think it's at least 100 times weaker than electromagnetism, okay? Electromagnetism is holding you together, trust me. So you have this feeling like you can do nothing. That's gravity, okay? Gravity holds you. It's weak, though. You have to walk through it, and it causes pain. It causes structural pain to create new gravity. But I'm telling you, all right, inside the light of our shared reality, we need to take our love, our courage, okay, and our wisdom, all right, and we need to make machines that take us to better gravity, all right. And what do I mean by machine? Let's look at what a machine is. Anything that you pull together in time that creates gravity is a machine. So if I get $1 million together and I start selling books online, books and books, and next thing you know, I start selling everything else and hollowing out the entire experience of reality, I use my gravity to create an Amazon of bad ideas, all right? Or I could use my gravity to start making burritos locally. Burritos that are better for us, that when we eat them, we become better than we were when we ate something that wasn't as good. And you know what I wish I had every night? A home-cooked meal that was balanced with nothing processed at all. It came right out of the ground, but sometimes I'm busy and the world makes me busy, okay? And what does the world supply for my gravity? A lot of terrible, terrible food. And where does that take me? Where does that gravity take me? So I'm telling you, it's all gravity. It's all gravity. There's no other thing that's out there that is making anyone do anything. Okay? So I promise you, in the end, if we want to save our future, all the adults are going to have to get together and start making our commerce have the gravity of our humanity. Okay? I promise you, that's the only way. And you can keep in your mind holding up the stories around you with money, tech, and oil, but you can see that they are all slowly but surely being eliminated by gravity over time. Think it through, all right? I love you all. I will continue to try to be as courageous as I can. You can see it's very difficult inside the dark gravity. Okay. But I searched for the wisdom. This is the wisdom I found. And I hope it helps some of you because I don't want anyone out there thinking there's nothing that can be done. I promise you. Mark Zuckerberg, fucking Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all of these prats got gravity together and took us where they wanted to take us. Okay? Why don't we push back against the pedanarchy, okay, Donald fucking Trump, and build a world for humans to survive inside? It's called evolution. Let gravity take us there. Thank you. I love you all.